is Meet Me for Coffee this week with an awesome band from the United States. They're called Ovtlier. How's it going, Joey?
It's going well, man. How's it going with you?
I'm doing awesome, dude. You got some great music. You got the Buried Me Alive song up on your Spotify. It's also being played on Sirius XM as well, right?
Yep.
And
Right on Octane.
yeah, man, Octane is such a cool station, an awesome opportunity for you guys to get some breakthrough plays and more fans. And so how has that worked out for you?
It's been great. Like you said, there's a lot of new fans, a lot of traffic came in from it. We're just looking forward to strengthening that relationship with them and growing from there.
Yeah, Sirius XM has quite the reach, especially if you're a rock fan like I am. Obviously, Eddie Van Halen, he passed away yesterday of obviously with cancer and stuff like that. So how much has Van Halen influenced you?
So I grew up on like everything 80s, but guitar is my forte. So I started playing guitar at 11, and Eddie was, definitely one of the inspirations. When every kid starts out playing guitar, you want to learn the finger tapping, stuff that he like pretty much invented. So
everybody's like, "Can you play Eruption?" It's like, man, I just started playing guitar, dude. Like, just calm down. But yeah, like Van Halen has had such a big impact. I would say that the death of Eddie Van Halen is the equivalent of Jimi Hendrix dying in when he died in the 70s. For us, because like he is such a trendsetter. All these bands, one of the producers, Templeton, went down to see him, and he didn't know what he was getting into. He just realized a couple, years later that these guys are changing rock and roll. David Lee Roth he's not really a singer. It meshes perfectly, right? He's a showman. And Eddie's tapping, and actually Eddie was originally going to be playing drums, and then Alex was going to play guitar, but then they switched around. But the tapping, the methods and everything, he was always hiding it. He was turning around, have his back to the crowd, do the tapping and whatever. That was his thing. How he invented the tapping. So there's so much that we can go on with Van Halen, and it's such a sad couple of days. Obviously 2020 is a freaking write-off, dude. But what are in the plans for Ovtlier for 2020 so far?
Oh man, so we just been writing a lot, getting ready for 2021 pretty much. We do have a show October 30th. It's going to be a Halloween show in Richmond, Virginia. We're really excited. That's going to be our first and only show the whole year, so we're excited to do that. And we got the next couple of releases lined up, and we're booking for 2021 already. So
that's amazing. And you'll have to come by my neck of the woods, man. I'm actually kind of excited to see you guys live. Obviously, YouTube is a very good resource for musicians and people who are interested in the live music thing. So they can always go back, or you can perform live from your home or your jam space. Yeah, what kind of guitar do you play?
Well, I got a couple. I have a Telecaster. I have an EC1000. I also have a baritone. I got a bunch of stuff. So I got a couple LTDs. I'm ready to buy a new Taylor acoustic. Actually, I almost bought one a couple days ago, pulled the trigger on it, but yeah.
You know what? It's so hard to walk out of a music store, because you see these people who go in there and they just want to get rid of their stuff, and the music store actually pays like a fifth of the price of what it's actually worth. So I actually got an American-made Music Man Stingray for, what was it, $800 Canadian.
Yep.
So it was a 5-string and everything. It was unreal. I know the guy also had like a Mesa Carbine head, and he only wanted $700 for it. So I almost did that as well, but I picked up the Ampegs. So yeah, it's very hard to leave the music store in general, or it's an addicting thing to buy guitars. You buy one, you buy two, you buy three, and all of a sudden your whole house is filled with it. And while your wife or your girlfriend or your mom or your dad is like, what the fuck is going on here? All this shit surrounding me and whatever, all those guitars, you're actually going to play all of them, right?
Right.
But yeah, like there's so much different sounds. The Telecaster, the contrast, the LTD. I love the Telecaster myself. I like the Jag Stang. I'm a bass player, by the way, and I like the Fender Jazz basses over all of the other ones. I had a couple Ibanez's in the past, and the Yamaha. They're great basses. Don't get me wrong, but Fender for me, man, it has a low punch and it mixes with my effects properly, and it's awesome to perform with. The whole amplification thing where you had to carry a freaking stack up the stairs.
The worst.
Yeah, man, it was the worst. My back still hurts from my Ampeg, dude. It's all changed, right? All these bands, they don't even need that anymore. What do you play? Do you have a Kemper?
So we are running the Axe Effects. I sing for Outlier, but I started off playing guitar, but I bought like our live rig for the most part. I did get an Axe Effects. Like you said, it cuts down on some of the load, but we still like to run cabs for at least stage monitors for ourselves. We like to feel that boom, that rumble on stage, because we've done it once or twice without, and where we just kill the monitors and we're relying on all digital stuff. And it's not, for me, it's not the same, man. I need that wall of sound. I need that heaviness. I want to hear what the fans are hearing. So
yeah, you want to hear, you want to feel it, right? Not hear it. You want to feel it, right? And that's a very big thing. A lot of people say, hey, how come you don't wear earplugs on stage? Well, I do, but in some places that it's actually mixed real well, it's not really that loud on stage.
Right.
Which is absolutely amazing, because all these bands, they're going out and they're playing massive festivals, and there's a huge stage, huge sound being pumped out through the speakers, and it's just not loud on stage at all.
No.
You just hear the drums, which is great, but you do need that monitor, and whichever way you have the in-ears, or you want to hear, directly, if you're standing behind I stand in front of my bass amp all the time, right? Just so I can hear it and feel it, because if I get kind of at a track, I completely fuck up everything, and then everybody falls apart. So thank God I don't play anymore, and well, that's history. But yeah, like, performing and stuff like that, you sing. Do you have any training at all?
I do now. When I first started, I did not, but I do have some training. I have a couple teachers. I went to somebody who was some classical training, and then I went to somebody who primarily was like an operatic singer. So it was amazing. I worked on a lot of breathing, being able to kind of break down how many breaths I would need to use in a song, so I don't have to breathe as much between like lines or anything like that too. So I do want to hop back into some lessons and go to a couple different other people though, just to, continue conditioning.
Yeah, keep the variety going and learn more skills, because sometimes sticking with the same person, it helps you, but you got to just kind of open up your horizons and go for it. The vocal thing is incredible. Bands like Lamb of God, all these bands that have been screaming and doing vocals, clean vocals. One of my favorite vocalists is that Bjorn Speedstrid from Soilwork, and that guy, you see that guy live, he's flawless, right? Same with Howard Jones. Those guys can sing and they can scream, and for those listening, there's a technique behind that, and not hurting your throat. It's completely different. You have to watch The Art of Screaming for that as well. It's an instructional video done by an actual instructor that teaches these people and rock stars how to sing. So have you guys worked at any big tours coming up in 2021 that you could tell us about?
Kind of. So, I mean, there was a couple that were postponed from this year. We're waiting to get a final word on the next ones, or, to be postponed, rescheduled for next year, I should say. But there's one we're going to be announcing in a couple of weeks here. I guess I could drop the bomb and just say we're going to be going to Europe in May, and we'll be going out there for a few weeks. And I can't announce the bands yet, but we'll be announcing that soon. So
that's amazing, man. How do people find your music? I know on Spotify, Bury Me Alive, there's 2 versions of it. I'm assuming the original version is the one you guys recorded by yourselves, right? Or no?
Yeah. So I recorded it. I recorded the first version in 2015. That was the first thing we had released. And then I re-recorded the song because I like you were saying, your voice, and it's a whole different instrument. And I wanted to hear myself grow. And I've definitely have like 5 years of, growth as a vocalist. And I wanted to hear myself, and I went and, it was kind of like a test to yourself. And I just thought I could do it better, just not just vocally, but instrumentally as well. Make it tight.
And you guys signed to a new label or management group, Zoid Entertainment. Talk about those guys and how they've helped you.
So right now, we're taking an unorthodox approach because we've been shopping for a little bit, and we've been really holding out for the right deal. as you know, as a musician, the industry is completely fucked. It's been fucked for a while, and the late, it's designed to fuck the artist as well. And I love being blunt and raw about that, because a lot of people, I feel, don't understand that. But Zoid has been around for a while as a whole different idea, brand, and business, but now turning it into a full-fledged label. They are going to give us the we feel we're sitting on some, we have some worth for the band, and we want a label to treat us a little bit special. And I think that's what any band really wants, honestly. And after things have been in talks for the past 3 months, we finally settled on, some, moving on in the right direction. And so we'll see October 23rd if everything goes through, but I'm looking forward to it, and they seem like great guys. So.
Well, that's absolutely incredible. Congratulations. Well, in advance. And you're right. The whole music industry is designed to screw you over. Everybody wants to make money. And, being in your first band, you're selling tickets for people to come see you, but you get nothing out of it. You just get more stage time. And it's like, now I look back on it, and everybody who said, you want to do this for exposure, it's like, you know what? Like, I was pretty stupid back then. And now I realize it's a bit too late. So it's good that you're being upfront and honest about that, because there's a lot of musicians out there that they just want to play. They don't care if they make money. There was people in my past that actually challenged me when I didn't want to give away my music for free. And that's because I pressed it. We pressed it all in a record format, in a CD, obviously. And like, why don't you give this record out for free? I'm like, dude, we paid like $1,200 to print these. Why am I giving them out? If you don't want to make money off your music, then you are very stupid. It's like investing in stocks. You want those stocks to go up to make money, don't you? Right. You want to make money, because if it goes below what you paid for it, you're going to lose. Or if it's going to stay the same, you're not going to be impressed, right?
Right. And I think, like, the other thing too is I try to help, people understand that as well. You want longevity out of your artists. You want your artists to stick around. Everybody gets all boo-hoo when their favorite band breaks up. And some of the times, other than just internal reasoning, a lot of it's because it's just so expensive to be an artist, to be a band. And what it costs to even cut a single is for us is not cheap, because we put a lot of time and workings into it, and we make sure the mix and master is right. Like, we don't want to just release something to release something. And the writing process, that clock is ticking. And then, like you said, to do a record and to print it, if you do physical copies, is a whole nother expense in itself. So I wish, and I get it, like, there's I don't know. Everybody, we're living in fast times. Everybody wants it now, quicker, faster, what it is, cheaper, all that, the cheaper model. But when it comes to art, you kind of, you should not do things like that, I feel. And, I wish more artists had stepped up when Metallica had stepped up back in the day about Napster. And, they tried to do that. They tried to stop everything that came after. And if more artists had stepped up and backed that, I don't think we would have been in as deep as we are today.
Yeah, absolutely. I fully agree with you. And to get an actual producer, a good, reputable producer to do a track, we're talking $5,000 minimum. And then after that, you got to have it mastered. Maybe that producer doesn't master. He probably doesn't want to master, because mastering a track when you're producing the track or recording it, you never do that. You don't want to do that, because you'll hear the same thing all the time. You want some fresh ears on there. So you got to send it to somebody else. And depending on how expensive that guy is, that adds more to it. And you got your album work or your single work. It's all about singles now. It's a singles game, man. And you guys are doing really well, because you're on Sirius XM Octane. And, what a great crew to be part of, because you got Stone Sour, you got all these big bands on that channel, man. And I feel that rock is getting even heavier now, and you guys have quite the fit, dude.
Thank you, man. Yeah, we're trying to push the envelope, still keep it rock and metal, but we definitely like to throw some surprises in there. I grew up on old, like, new metal and grunge. I like artists that really took a chance and threw like a lot of creativity in the mix, but still kept good songwriting at the same time. So I try to do that. The fact that people are, the fans that we do have, I really appreciate them. And the new ones we're getting, I'm happy that they're going to take a chance on us. So that's huge.
Absolutely, man. I'm really happy that you're really appreciative of your fans. There's a lot of bands out there that aren't. And also there are bands out there that aren't appreciative to people who are helping them as well, or trying to promote. And it all comes full circle. Because in the end, we're all working together. You know, I'm helping you by interviewing you, and you know, you're listening to me, and I'm helping you. You know, I'm promoting you, right? So it all comes. Everybody needs to work together now, because the odds are against the bands. The odds are against, you know, the podcast. The odds are against in every industry. Everybody has a struggle to go through, and luckily for you, man, like, you got an awesome platform, a great, obviously a great management label group as well. You know, the future is yours, man. You are destined to do whatever you want. You can manifest whatever you want in life, man.
Right there, man. Right there.
And I've really learned that. You know, my fans and the listeners are gonna be like, "What the hell is this guy? He's going off forgetting on this, man." Every celebrity and rock star and actor that comes on this show says the exact same thing. And you know what? It's true, because you got that tunnel vision going. You attract that thing that you want. You picture it. You manifest it. You make it happen. And that's how these people get in that place. And if you do that, you'll be in that place, man. And I really believe in this band, dude. Like, got some great tracks. I know I was into the new metal stuff. Like I saw Korn. I was 2 years ago. Honestly, that was one of the fucking loudest concerts I ever heard in my life. And it was awesome. Like, I wasn't really into all their stuff, but I was like, holy crap. I went there for Stone Sour, first off. And Korn was headlining, so it was like, holy crap, that was awesome. And then I got to see Slipknot last year in the summertime. And by the time they got on stage, it was 10 o'clock at night. And it was like my grade 8 dream, man. Like, it was just as good as I thought it was going to be, if not more. And, you know, Five Finger Death Punch, I saw them. Hey, you know what? They're kind of flat, but yes, Slipknot is the band, man. That is the band for me to you know, be like, hey, if I can see a System of a Down or Mudvayne in the next 10 years, maybe that'd be great. But, you know, Slipknot did it for me, man. And who are some of your big influences?
So vocally and musically, they're along the same lines, a little different. Vocally, I'll say like Jonathan Davis. So I definitely bring Korn into that mix. Definitely Corey Taylor. I would say also I throw some Gavin Rosdale in there.
Yeah, man.
You know, I love all that shit, man. James Hetfield, definitely for vocals. It's where I pull my grit, things like that. As far as music goes, pretty much all of those guys. I love prog and new metal, or prog and like gent stuff. So I'll bring in like Periphery, you know what I'm saying? Every now and then I like to make things interesting on the, you know, the music, you know, the end of music and then stuff like that. But I'm really pumping Trivium lately, man. Like, I don't know what it is. I was like, you know, sometimes you're like, I hear this song in my head and I'm like, all right, I'll just go back and I'll listen to this record. Ascendancy album, man. That record is freaking perfect. From the beginning to the end, and I can listen to it over and over and over again. There was a band from just up the road here up in Hamilton here, just outside of Toronto. They were called Threat Signal. I don't know if you ever heard of those guys. Dude, somebody was just talking about them like a month ago to me. Yeah. Oh my God. Like, when they came out, there was this record called Under Reprisal they had, and they went pretty big because the dude from Fear Factory, Christian Wolberts, produced them, and they were going on tours like around the world, dude. Like, and the record was solid, man. Like, I couldn't even believe like how good it was. I could listen to it. It's like there are records that come out, albums that come out that they stand the test of time, even if you listen to it now, man. Let's go back to concerts. Which is the best concert you've ever been to? Like, I know, because you could probably be like, you know, this concert, it made my day. Which one is the one concert that stands out for you in your lifetime? I'm gonna throw you a curveball. Ready? Yeah. Tony Bennett. Yeah. Okay. That's not a curveball. I'm not surprised. No. So, well, a lot of people don't normally expect that, but Tony Bennett was phenomenal. I saw him. I don't know, man. Maybe 4 years ago. My buddy is a big photographer in the upstate New York area. He got he gets like passes to like shoot every big artist that came through. And he goes, you know, you're the only Italian I know, so I feel like you would appreciate this. And I'm like, okay, you know. So I go there, and I'm like 5 rows up from Tony Bennett, and I'm definitely the only person under like 55. And here I am, like, just in awe by this performance, because it was so perfectly orchestrated. It was insane. The band was phenomenal. Nobody's running in-ears or anything like that. And he is pitch perfect at 88, man. And in between songs, this band would transition into the next song, and he would start talking as he finished like the last line of a song. He would just start talking about his life and how Bob Hope had found him, and that he had to change his name because like Antonio de Benedetto like was not marketable, and Italians were not liked back then, and so they had to like make him marketable and stuff. Dude, it was just the most amazing thing I'd ever seen like put into a performance.
You know, that doesn't blow me away, man. Like, that guy by that age should have his stuff down, and he's only like, he's doing it at that age because he's damn good at it, man.
Yeah, man.
Just like Alice Cooper or like all these other rock stars, you know, even Kiss, like, you know, I don't think those guys get enough credit, but I know you and I are, you know, we have different, you know, we like different genres. I like, you know, fastball, like Bush.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
You know, like there's some great bands out there, man. And it's really a big privilege to speak with you, man. How do people get your music? You guys have a website they can order it in a tangible copy, or?
Yeah, so we're our website's outlier.co, which, you know, .company. But yeah, we can they could go there. Obviously, we're all over other social medias, just at Outlier, really.
Awesome, man. Well, finally, the question we've all been waiting for is about coffee. How do you take your coffee, buddy?
Black.
There we go. That's awesome. We're one and the same in that, man.
Oh yeah.
Enjoy your night, man. Thank you so much. Joey from Ovtlier, and Outlier is spelled Ovtlier. You've heard him on Sirius XM Octane, and now you've seen him on my show, Meet Me for Coffee. Like, subscribe, whatever you do, follow the show and share it. Meet Me for Coffee is brought to you by Chatter 365. You can check him out at chatter365.com. Take care.
Thanks.